Welcome to Rick's Corner. I have a very, very large man today who holds the bench press records, among other things in life, and he's really a really great guy with a long history of a lot of athletics. So I'm really welcoming Scot Mendelson.
Thank you, sir.
It took me a long time to get you here because you were hanging out with Paul.
Well, you know how it is. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. When you started your career, I'm going to turn this on so that maybe we can record this two ways. Did you start with bodybuilding?
No, I started with fighting.
Oh, really? What kind?
I did American boxing. My grandfather was Rocky Marciano's stablemate.
Okay.
So I've always had it around me my entire life. So I've been boxing since I was like 3 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And how long did you do that?
I did it forever, and I planned on, having a pro career, but I hit a guy in the head with a left hook and broke a piece of bone off my shoulder.
Oh, my God.
And they told me if I kept doing it, I'd end up with a shoulder replacement, so...
I thought about that once. Even today in street fighting, which I don't want to do, and we have in high school, we always do this kind of things, but you end up getting in a fight with somebody, you might hurt them, but you hurt yourself.
Right.
You can rip a muscle, you can pull anything can happen.
Absolutely.
It's dangerous.
Sometimes the guy getting knocked out has the easy way, you know what I mean?
He lays down for the money.
That's right.
From boxing, what did you do?
I started wrestling after that.
Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn, from New York, and wrestling is huge in New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, one of the three things that you must do as a person that lives there.
Right.
And I did high school wrestling, and I did the Empire State Games, which is like sort of like the Olympics for the U.S. I pulled a bronze in the games, and I did Greco-Roman, and that's what I was most comfortable with, was the upper body wrestling.
What was your weight back then?
I was 155 pounds.
So you were basically beside yourself.
Yes, I was.
I can't imagine you at 155.
I can't either.
And you had hair.
And I had hair.
Totally different guy.
And most of it was that 155 was all hair, probably.
Yeah, probably. From the wrestling, what did you do?
After I wrestled, I came back to California, and I started lifting. Got in a little bit of trouble when I was a kid, and got introduced to weights, and that was it, man.
That's what everybody tells me. Once you get hooked, and that's it. But with the weights, did you have any knowledge of what to do?
You know what? Like I said, I got in some trouble when I was a kid. Yeah. When I was like 15 years old, and I got shoved up in a place for a little bit of time.
Okay.
That, people were, that was all there was lifting.
Yeah.
So I just started going out there and doing it, and, I just went out there and just looked at everybody else,
And just did what they did.
Yeah.
They don't call it triceps, they call it working back arms.
The back arm one.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Isn't that weird?
That's right.
Dave Half calls it that all the time. He says, I do back arms. I say, okay, those are your triceps. Did that get you into heavy lifting, or get you into bodybuilding?
It got me into bodybuilding. I was always into lifting heavy, and I was always stronger than everybody else. And then I was back in LA, so LA is a big bodybuilding, area. So I started doing that. I did about 6 shows, and figured out that bodybuilding is a very political sport, and my waist was too big, and I just don't have that 28-inch waist with those really thin joints. I'm thick joint, thick built, and the strength training just seemed like the thing to do.
Yeah. And so the bodybuilding, though, is 90 or 80% diet.
Yeah, but see, I'm a closet case bodybuilder even to this day.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is I do it 5 days a week.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and bodybuilding is what has held my powerlifting career together.
Yeah. Did you start when the powerlifting? Because I started with powerlifting. I started with bench press, squat, and deadlift, and I did really good at my body weight. But there was always a thing in my mind of sculpting the body along with it.
Sure.
So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I also do it in respect to, we call it support work, which is basically, you have your squat, your deadlift, and your bench press, but you have to do the support work around it that makes everything else strong.
I agree. Yeah.
So that's where my bodybuilding comes in.
Did you compete with the bodybuilding?
I did. I did about 6 shows with the bodybuilding, and this is back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I just, I didn't want to do what it took to be a pro bodybuilder.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and there are things in the bodybuilding world that a lot of you people don't know about that's really political.
Backstage.
Yes. So I just, I started lifting. It was funny. I was out to lunch with my wife at this place on Ventura Boulevard, and I saw this little magazine shack when I was walking by, and I was benching like 640 pounds, and I thought for sure they were hitting 1,000 already, you know.
Yeah.
But as I walked by, I saw Powerlifting USA magazine, and I was like, huh. So I went in and I bought it, you know, and we're sitting down and I'm looking through it, and I'm like, yeah, there's the California State Championships this weekend right here in Burbank.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over there, I won the meet, but on my third lift, I dropped 600 pounds from lockout on my chest.
Wow.
Went to the hospital, they shot me up with morphine, and then I was like, I know I won that meet on the second lift, you know? So I went back, I was like, I'm going to get my trophy.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
you did?
Yeah, I walked in, everybody started clapping. I thought it was somebody that was doing some lift, and they were clapping at me. I was all tweaked out from the hospital, so... that was it. I was just hooked after that, and I just wanted to, I wanted to be the strongest man in the world.
What was your body weight at that time?
260.
With a 600-pound bench. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did Pat Casey hold the record at one time?
Yeah, but I broke...
this is way back, though.
Yeah. I broke Henderson's record.
Okay. And what was his record?
It was 7:11. I hit 7:13. And at the time, he was the only man to ever do 700 pounds. He was like the phenom, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And I was like, I'm going to do it. And, I had a world champion bencher, J.M. Blakely, training me. And I was listening, but, I knew I was going to be the world's strongest man. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I loved Hulk. I was into comics.
Sure.
I always wanted to be, like, the strongest guy,
Sure.
So everybody told me I couldn't do it, which fueled me up even more. And I just went out and broke his record.
Well, your mind tells your body what to do.
100%.
100%. You can go in the gym today and 300 pounds is heavy because your mind's not into it.
100%.
You go back and your mind's into it, you do 400 because your mind will tell your body where to go.
I tell everybody it's mind over matter. You don't mind, it don't matter.
It really doesn't matter.
That's it.
And if you have no mind, it doesn't matter.
That's true.
This is interesting because to train for bench, my bench was 455 at 198, which wasn't bad.
That's a great bench.
Wasn't bad. But I benched a lot. Now, when I got away from benching because I hurt my shoulder and I ripped my tricep, I couldn't do near that anymore because my mind said you can't do that because you're injured.
Right.
So I do other things instead. I went back to dumbbells, doing stuff like that. But the only way I found to train for bench, and I'm sure you're going to say this, is just to do it.
Absolutely.
You can't not do it.
Absolutely.
Because if you get away from it, it becomes hard again.
It does. Everything atrophies.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly. But I mean, if you're still working out and doing machines, it's not the same.
Not the same at all.
What was your, when you bench press like that, when you're getting, I would always do like 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, single, back to 2, back to 10. Something like that to keep my reps and to keep my one up, my single and to go back. Is there a system that you use to do that?
You know what? What I used to do is I would do my whole workout and then I would do a max out set at the end. The most I've ever done was 365 for 58 reps.
Oh my God!
So that I'd always try to break it every time at the end of the workout, and I like to do it because I like to burn the muscle out. Once I get my normal workout in, this ends it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just pump it up till I can't move anymore.
And you have the energy for that at the end?
I do. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
This is what I do, man.
I know that's what you do. How's your diet changed from 150 to what you are now?
Well, back when I was a kid wrestling, I ate whatever I wanted. It didn't really matter. And making weight, once you learn how to wrestle, you can make weight and do whatever you need to do. You just learn how to do it, which helped me out in my lifting career as well. But now I try to eat cleaner. I eat a pizza to my head once or twice a week. I'm not going to tell you that.
Right.
But most of the time I try to eat cleaner, more pre-contest.
Yeah.
So a lot of yams, brown rice, protein. I'm a cilantro maniac.
Okay.
And tomatoes. I eat that and just vary my protein all day long.
So you're getting your complex carbs.
Yeah.
What about sugars? Any desserts?
I don't try to go with sugar. Sugar's poison.
It is. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. And there are a lot of sweeteners other than sugar that are way better than sugar.
I agree.
It's just sugar's part of the economy, so it is what it is.
It is poison. It makes my eyes swell. I get kind of reaction from it, and I'd rather use some sort of sweetener. Sure. And if you eat a little sugar, then you want to eat a lot more sugar. It just if you're predisposed to a sugar issue,
and you have sugar problems, when you eat the sugar, it becomes like heroin to where you can't stop eating the sugar.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so now you said you just lost 50 pounds?
Yeah, I just took 50 pounds off. I was about 350 about 9.5 weeks ago.
And you also ruptured your pec.
Yeah, I ripped my pec right off the bone about a year and a half ago, and I came back, rehabbed myself back.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, but I'm back over 1,100 again.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that take a long time to heal?
It took a year, and the extreme measures of rehab, having guys that were like ART specialists really dig in, and I mean the pain was excruciating, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So, but it just depends how bad you want to come back.
Yeah. Are you gun shy at all about lifting now with that?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't lift raw anymore for an extended, like a really heavy weight anymore.
Yeah.
But I use a shirt.
Okay, that helps.
Well, the shirt acts as my pack.
Exactly.
You know.
What's your best overall bench press for the record?
Gym lift or official?
Both.
Officially, I did 1031 at 275. I've done 1025 at heavyweight. I just haven't got the 11 on the board yet. It's a really technical. All your stars have to be in alignment, you know.
Yeah, of course. Everything has to fall into place that
Yeah.
day. And that's the same thing with bodybuilding. On bodybuilding, it's up to the judge if you're going to win. You know, it's political.
Absolutely.
There's no disputing what your lift is.
Yeah.
It's there in plain sight, and that's exactly what it is.
Right.
And there's no disputing.
My biggest raw lift in the gym was 785. I hit a 715 in competition. The raw thing is really prevalent right now. Guys are competing. It's a big, huge run of raw right now, which is great. But back when I did it, there was nobody that cared about raw.
Yeah.
It was all about gear. I
Yeah.
just did it because on the internet there were guys that were like raw guys and guys that were geared guys, and they would always knock heads. So I broke the raw record to show them that, hey, geared lifters can lift raw as well.
Yeah, sure.
So now it's like, oh, all the geared lifters suck except Mendy, you know, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, I think that was, and I didn't even train hard for it. I trained for 4 weeks for that 715. I was getting ready for the Arnold.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize at the time, you know, they guys were paying me $10,000 to break it by a kilo. So I hit the 713, the 715, you know, and I kept it low because there was no other competition. Hindsight now, I would have hit a 785 and just put it in space, but I thought it was already in space, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. So now with the 50 pound drop, is your strength suffering?
Right now, I'm not lifting heavy. I'm
Okay.
trying to cut the weight first.
Okay.
You know, everybody's like, oh, I want to stay strong and I want to cut weight and I want to do this and I want to do that. You can't do that because in order to cut, you have to deplete. And if you deplete, then you don't have the energy sources that you had when you weren't.
Right.
And then you get injured.
Right.
So what my advice is to all you people is to go out there and if you're going to train to lose weight, lose the weight. If you're going to train to be strong, train strong. So for me, I'm going down to 275, and I'm going to break that 275 world record. But once I get to that weight, then I'm going to go back in my shirt. So
You feel okay?
I feel great.
Eating a lot throughout the day?
You know what? I'm not eating as much. I'm probably eating like 6 meals a day, but I'm not eating like...
Quantity.
Yeah. I'm just, you know, tapping it all day long.
Yeah. I think it's even better.
Yeah, it is. Grazing.
You don't feel stuffed all the time.
You know what? It's funny. When I was younger, I used to be able to eat this whole table, but you know
This
now
table actually tastes pretty good.
I bet it is. You know, but now I can only eat small portions. But over a whole day, I can eat a lot.
It adds up.
Yeah.
And it's better to digest that way. So what are your future plans now?
Well, like I said, I'm going down to 275. Me and House of Pain got a big thing going right now. People, watch out. We got the gym Next Level Training at 4617 Van Nuys Boulevard in Sherman Oaks, California. And we do every kind of training. We do online training. We design gyms. We do private training. We do group training. We have a VIP membership that's 24-hour access. So give us a call, 818-205-9081, and we are here to help you.
And that's right down the street
With
from me.
Rick.
It's right down the street from me.
That's
I'm going
right.
to post that on the site so they can
Very
actually
cool.
read it out.
Thank you.
And what's the website?
It is nextleveltrainingla.com.
NextLevelTrainingLA.com.
Yeah,
We'll put that up
and
as
we
well.
just got a really cool website up, and things are going in the direction that we wanted to.
Okay, I'm going to bring someone here just to say hello.
Okay.
So, like Paul, just come back here and just say hi because I know you guys are good friends.
Oh, yeah.
We're great friends.
I know.
It's a pleasure to have that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
What's up, Big Daddy?
You guys all know Paul Vincent. He's been on the show. He and Scott are friends, and then Paul and I just had lunch. We ate clean, and he's happens to be here today, so he wanted to say hi to everybody. And so
Yeah.
It's nice to have you here too.
Well, I came down here for you. We just had lunch, but I really wanted to see Scott.
Oh, what does that mean? Really wanted? Oh my God!
Because I see you all the time. I don't see Scott all the time. This guy is really, really busy.
Yeah, he is busy.
To catch him on a free time is, unless you catch him in the gym on Monday nights when he trains, good luck.
No,
I'm trying, guys.
I caught him on the way back from the dentist, and he was so drugged he just fell into my backyard.
I was like, where am I? Interview?
Okay, well, I want to thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure.
I finally got on the Rick Drasin show.
Yes.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah, and I am too. We got Paul here with us.
Yeah.
Next time,
No.
I'll buy lunch.
Sure. Yeah.
No, I promise you I will. Thanks for watching Rick's Corner. Stay tuned for more. See you next time.
All right.
See you sometime soon.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.